Here we go.
Okay. I want you all to clear your minds for a second. If I asked you what comes to your mind first when you think of Oregon, what would you think? Okay, now save this in the back of your mind. We're going to come back to it later. Okay, so when I think of Oregon, as a native Oregonian, Oregon is my home, the first thing that comes to mind is how weird it is. And you guys might have thought that too, but there's a famous mural in Portland that says, "Keep Portland weird," and this is definitely a mantra that many people in Oregon live by. The weirder the better. Keep it weird. Some of you may have, one of the things that makes Portland especially weird is that it's home to the world's largest naked bike ride. Every year this bike ride is done to promote biking as an alternative to driving. In 2016, over 9,000 people participated in this biking race, according to the Dayton Daily News. That must have been quite the sight. 9,000 almost or completely naked people on barreling through the streets of Portland on their bikes. I can't say I've ever participated in this crazy bike ride, but it's definitely on my bucket list. Some of you may have seen the TV show Portlandia. It's a comedic depiction of how crazy and weird and wacky people are in Portland. And it definitely accurately depicts some people in Portland. You definitely see some of the characters that you might see on the screen. It's people that looks very similar to the characters you see on the screen walking down the streets of Portland. It's a crazy experience. The TV show The Simpsons was actually inspired by a town in Oregon, Springfield. It's actually my dad's hometown, so I spent a lot of time there at my grandparents' house. One thing that I think is awesome about Oregon is that it's super unique. One of the most unique things that a lot of non-Oregonians notice is that Oregon has a ban on self-serve gas. Lawmakers have done this in hopes that it would create more jobs for unskilled workers and help better the economy. My favorite thing about the fact that we're not allowed to pump our own gas is that you get to stay in the comfort of your warm car during the cold Oregon winters. If you're caught violating this by pumping your own gas, you could actually be faced with a $500 fine. Whenever my uncle from Washington comes to visit, we always have to remind him that he can't get out of his car and pump his own gas, according to Joseph Rose in the Oregonian. One thing that makes Oregon especially amazing is that we have Governor Kate Brown, who's the first ever LGBT person elected to governor, according to Daniel Wenger of The New Yorker. She's also a self-proclaimed radical feminist, and she participated in the recent women's marches. Kate Brown is really shaking things up in Oregon. One thing that a lot of people who are not from Oregon might be jealous of is that Oregon actually offers free community college as of 2016, according to Matt Zalesnik of University of Business. In 2016 alone, since this began, this is called the Oregon Promise, over 7,000 students have received discounted or free community college. That's pretty amazing if you ask me. One of my favorite things about Oregon is that we actually have no sales tax. We're actually one of only 4 states that has no sales tax. So when something says it costs $3.99, it actually costs $3.99. I've been living in California for 6 months, and sales tax still throws me off every time. One thing that's really awesome about Oregon is how innovative it is. The chips and processors in your phone and laptops were probably either made or designed in Oregon. This is because the largest Intel site in the whole world is located in Oregon. According to Intel's website, they've made over $25 billion of capital investments in Oregon since 1974. $25 billion, that's a lot. The biggest Intel site is actually only 15 minutes from my house, so I've been there many times. Intel's the largest private job provider in Oregon. They hire over 19,500 employees in 2016. Even Obama came to visit a couple years ago because that's how big the Intel site is. It caused quite the ordeal, and traffic was crazy for a while. Your favorite shoes, your Nikes, probably wouldn't exist if the University of Oregon wasn't in Oregon. Nike was founded by Phil Knight while he ran track at University of Oregon. Once I even had the opportunity to meet. I ran into him by accident at a University of Oregon football game. That was pretty cool. One thing that makes Oregon stand out the most to me, and a lot of other people, is that it's really beautiful. It has many beautiful natural attractions, according to Alicia Hartwig in her article, 20 Reasons Why Oregon is the Best State. Now, a lot of you probably thought, when I said Oregon, you probably thought, oh, they have a lot of trees, or they get a lot of rain and water. And that's definitely true. Oregon has the second highest area of forest than any other state, second only to Alaska, according to State Master. The average rainfall in Portland is almost 40 inches. If you compare that to SLO, which is 20 inches a year, you can imagine how rainy it is in the Pacific Northwest. Oregon is home to, there's a lot of, there's considered to be 7 wonders of Oregon, so I'm going to share with you my favorite natural attractions in Oregon. First, there's Crater Lake. This is one of the most beautiful places in Oregon, and you can often see the galaxy setting over it at night, on a clear night. It's the deepest lake in the United States, and it boasts some of the clearest and freshest water that you'll find on Earth. Then there's Multnomah Falls. It's a quick 30-minute drive from downtown Portland, and it's the second tallest year-round waterfall in the United States. It's a great spot for hiking, and it's so close to the city, it's hard not to check it out. Then there's the beautiful Columbia River Gorge. Some of the best memories that I have are driving through this gorge at sunset with my family while on a road trip. Then there's Hell's Canyon. This is the deepest gorge in all of North America. It has a deep cultural history. You can find petroglyphs made by Native Americans for hundreds and thousands of years ago. Then there's my favorite place of them all, the Painted Hills. It's hard to not have your breath taken away when you look at these beautiful, colorful rolling hills. The first time I ever visited the Painted Hills, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I had no idea that something this beautiful could exist. Each colorful layer that's in these rocks actually represents a different geological era. You can literally look at history throughout the thousands of years right before your eyes. Now, I want you all to think back to what you initially thought when I said, when you think of Oregon, what do you think? Now, after I've told you what I think of Oregon, is it a lot more than you thought it would be? I hope that now you guys are more interested in checking Oregon out. Maybe you'll come and visit me sometime or just come check out Oregon.